Good afternoon, it's meteorologist Michael Fecka. Welcome back to the afternoon weather update. We're going to get right into it here. Some changes since we last talked last night. I have added an alert day here for this afternoon and into this evening. This morning, the Storm Prediction Center has upgraded pretty much the entirety of the tri-state now into a level 2 out of 5 risk for strong to severe thunderstorms. So still not expected to be widespread or a severe weather outbreak, but we could catch a couple of warnings here between the hours of 2 and 10 o'clock tonight. And I'll break down the timing and the setup in just a moment. But if severe storms do develop, we'd be talking about primarily a damaging wind threat, but some hail and even a tornado or two can't be completely ruled out. So here's the latest from the Storm Prediction Center showing that development or this update here. That yellow includes much of the tri-state now. That's that level 2 out of 5. So all the tri-state and then areas to the east are now included within that region. So here's what's going on out there right now. We've got this frontal boundary that's parked off well to our north, and we have a warm front that's also lifting north of the tri-state right now. And now a lot of the convection has been centered along of that warm front. So a lot of it's been to our north so far during the day today. But we've got this area, this little swirl in the clouds, and we call that an MCV, mesoscale convective vorticity. And this little area of spin is expected to continue to push eastward into the tri-state, and that's what's going to kick up that chance for some additional showers and storms. So let's get a look at what's going on out there right now. We do have this one storm now that's just developed right over northern Spencer County, right around Dale, and that's lifting up into southern Du Bois County. It isn't severe just yet, but you can see there is this little gray box that's just out ahead of it, and that indicates that it's a strong thunderstorm. So it has sub-severe qualities, but you could still have some gusty winds or even some small hail with that. And again, that's lifting up from southern Du Bois County up into an area up towards Jasper. So that's going to be moving in and out of there fairly quickly. And these storms, unfortunately, aren't lined up along a cold front. So the timing here is going to be pretty haphazard. It's going to kind of bubble up and bubble down in different waves over the next several hours. So again, between now and 10 o'clock tonight, we'll have that chance for some severe thunderstorms to develop with that little mesoscale vortice slipping in from the west. This other storm just off to our west in Franklin County in southern Illinois, that did have a severe thunderstorm warning on it, but it already looks like it's beginning to bubble down. So it doesn't look like a lot of these are going to be long lasting. They'll kind of flare up, get severe for a couple of minutes, and then bubble back down, at least is what I've been observing with just these last two cells. So we'll keep an eye on things, and these storms will develop fairly quickly. So if you do have any outdoor plans or you are outside right now, you want to keep a very close eye on the sky through the rest of this afternoon and evening, because they start to come up pretty quick. But here's the latest from the high resolution models. This is the HRRR model. This seems to be resolving a lot of the storms the best. So within the next hour or two, we could see a couple of more thunderstorms begin to develop across the tri-state, and then they'll push off to our east. And some of this will linger here through around 10 o'clock tonight and eventually push off to our east through the overnight hours. Now, the best I think the best hazard we have headed our way is going to be that potential for some damaging wind gusts, but we can't completely rule out the potential for hail and even a brief tornado or two. And of course, with any thunderstorm that does develop, we could see some locally heavy rainfall along with it. So those are our main hazards here. Again, between now and 10 o'clock tonight, we could see periods of showers and storms kind of just moving in from the west. So it's not an organized line of showers and storms that's going to be in one location and out in the next 30 minutes. It could get hit multiple times in just one location. So that's kind of the setup that we have headed our way through the rest of this evening. And I can go through the timing here just one more time. I know a lot of folks want to just check out the timing to see if their plans are going to be impacted. I would say this model is going a little bit too heavy on the coverage of the storms at this hour, but don't take it verbatim. Just kind of take it as a suggestion or at least guidance. That's why we use them for guidance. It's not used to be exact. So we'll see some of those storms begin to spot or bubble up here within the next hour or two, and then they'll kind of lift off to our north and east through around 6 o'clock. And then behind that batch of storms, we could even have another one move in here later on this evening by around 6, 7, or 8 o'clock, and then that'll push off to our east by around 10. And I think that with the loss of daytime heating headed into this evening, we'll start to see a lot of that convection begin to fizzle out. So it's not going to be lingering into the overnight hours. This is mostly this afternoon and this evening as we have that daylight. So Again, if we do see any strong to severe storms develop, our main hazards damaging winds, but we can't rule out some hail or even a brief spin-up tornado out of this. So through the rest of this evening, our forecast, we have partly cloudy skies, some lingering storms possible through around 10 o'clock this evening, and I think most of us dry out overnight. Temperatures drop down into the mid-60s, and then tomorrow we'll stay dry. We'll have plenty of sunshine. Temperatures will be very warm, very summer-like, climbing all the way into the lower 90s to round out the weekend. And we'll hold on to that warmth even into the beginning of the work week here. We'll hold on to temperatures in the upper 80s at least through Tuesday, and then we'll have another cold front slide in from the west, and that's going to kick up another chance for showers and thunderstorms at least through Wednesday, maybe lingering a bit into Thursday, but I think we mostly dry out towards the end of the work week before more rain moves in for next weekend. So here's kind of the latest on that next week's threat. Again, this cold front slides in here Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. We'll have some showers and storms bubble up and along that, and then that cold front clears to our south through Wednesday afternoon. So I think most of us dry out by Wednesday afternoon, but a stray shower or two may be possible headed even into Thursday. But most of us dry out here through the end of the work week, and that's going to be all out ahead of our next chance for some showers moving in for Saturday and Sunday of next week. Now, the severe weather threat really hasn't changed much since I showed you yesterday. Again, this yellow area that indicates that level 2 out of 5 slight risk for severe thunderstorms. It pretty much just includes areas along and west of the Wabash River there. So all of our southern Illinois counties kind of under that 15% chance. The rest of the tri-state is not currently outlooked, but you can imagine we may get another marginal or even see that slight risk area get expanded eastward with any developments we get through the rest of this weekend. So that's also something we'll be keeping a close eye on here over the next couple of days, but I think our most immediate threat is what's going to be happening here this afternoon and into this evening. Again, widespread severe weather isn't expected, but as these showers and storms develop, we could catch a couple of warnings here, primarily for damaging wind gusts, but some hail and a brief tornado can't be ruled out. William asked a good question. He's asking, why is it a level 2? What are the ingredients over the area right now? So what is the big change from yesterday is, at least when I came into work yesterday afternoon, only half the tri-state was included in a level 1 marginal risk, and then the rest of us were outlooked for just regular thunderstorms. And then with the latest updates as we headed through last night, we all got included within that level 1 risk. So still an isolated threat, nothing really major. And then this morning we woke up and we were upgraded to that slight risk, that level 2 out of 5. So what's happening here is we have a good amount of fuel. We have instability. So that is check. We do have a little bit of lift, especially coming from that front that's parked off to our north. But I think the biggest curveball that was kind of thrown our way and what was so uncertain with the models, at least headed into this particular situation, was that MCV, that mesoscale convective vorticity. So it's essentially this little eddy that just kind of forms within bands of rain or thunderstorms. And that little eddy, due to that counterclockwise flow, can help kick up additional showers and storms. And at least on the models yesterday, a lot of that remained to our north. It wasn't really sliding in here through the tri-state, but with the latest runs and of course the latest observations, we've been able to see that that MCV will likely slide in right over top of the tri-state. So that's why we're seeing that upgrade to that level 2 risk for scattered severe thunderstorms. So that's kind of what the bigger change was from yesterday to today, was that kind of a question there as whether that little area of vorticity was actually going to be moving in and causing some trouble. So it looks like we'll have that chance. Again, I'll go through the timing here one more time. So between now and 10 o'clock tonight, we'll have waves of showers and storms moving through. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a nice organized line like we're used to, where it's in one location and out of it in the next 30 minutes to an hour. We may get hit with multiple rounds here. Some folks may miss out on the showers and thunderstorms entirely. So, it's not a widespread event, but if these storms do get going, they could pack a bit of a punch there with damaging winds, hail, and even a brief tornado. So all that starts to fizzle out once we lose that daytime heating headed into the late night hours, and then eventually we'll clear out and dry out overnight tonight with partly cloudy skies. So that is the latest updates right now. I'm going to go hop off the live stream and I'll send you guys over to 14 News at 6. Of course, I'll be here watching the radar closely. If we do catch any severe thunderstorm warnings here between now and the start of the showtime, I'll be on air popping in giving quick little updates on each of those warnings. So stay tuned to 14 News for the latest on that as well. So until then, everybody, stay safe and have